Let's shift now to our state lawmakers. Legislative leaders are charting out a game plan before the clock starts ticking on that 60 days. So let's bring in our state capitol bureau chief, Griffin Rushton, who got some insight on what House Democrat leaders are hoping to accomplish this year. Griffin?
I mean, there's always a lot of issues our state lawmakers need to address during the legislative session. But tonight, all signs point towards a potentially game-changing year for behavioral health in New Mexico. House Democrat leaders revealed they want to invest $200 million in what they're calling a down payment towards rebuilding our state's behavioral health system. Now, it's still too early to know the fine details, but House Floor Leader State Rep Rena Stepanski says that money will be used to expand behavioral health capacity statewide and address a massive backlog in patients still waiting for help.
New Mexico's behavioral health system is not meeting the demand for treatment services, especially for New Mexicans who want services. When someone enters care, that should not be the end of the road. We need a behavioral health system that follows up, that helps patients make the connections to additional care or services they need so that they can fully heal.
House Democrat leaders say they also plan on tackling complicated bills reworking New Mexico's criminal competency laws in the first 30 days of this session. And that does seem doable after state lawmakers spent months reviewing those bills after refusing to rush them through during last summer's special session.
That's exactly the point we were making prior to the special session being called. This is the type of effort that will require an all-hands-on-deck approach to get to a place where we have a good bill.
Now, none of that is totally groundbreaking, we'll admit. City, county, and state leaders have been calling for those behavioral health investments and competency changes for months now, and we knew lawmakers were already working on those proposals. But House Democrats leaders did surprise us by committing to reforming CYFD.
The agency is broken, and our children need help.
Speaker of the House there, State Rep Javier Martinez, says Democrat leaders will be pursuing a proposal to establish an independent Office of the Child Advocate inside the New Mexico Department of Justice to provide better oversight over the embattled state agency. And that's not the only CYFD proposal we could be seeing.
There's one that would be a constitutional amendment to take away the department and put it into some sort of independent space that legislature and governor would then be able to appoint members to. But at the end of the day, we can't fix something if we don't have the data, and that's a big part of the problem. And I fully expect that the Office of the Child Advocate can help move the needle in a positive direction.
So why is all that surprising to us? Well, CYFD reform efforts are not new in the Roundhouse. Republican lawmakers, especially on the Senate side, have been calling for serious improvements at the department for years now, but they face hesitation from across the aisle and from the governor's office. So hearing this today from Democrat leaders who have majorities in both the House and Senate is quite promising. Now, we also want to make it clear, these are just a few of the House Democrat priorities. We're expecting to hear much more about the other proposals from lawmakers, also with the Democrats and from the Republicans next week, and of course as the session gets going. Cassie?